Hey everyone, this is Libertarian Black Man, and Happy New Year to all of my viewers. I wish I had better news to share with you, but I gotta tell it like it is. We are stuck with Obamacare for a while, and the reason for that is because the last chance to repeal the, quote, Affordable Care Act has been blown by the Republicans. Now, how did we get here? Back in the summer of 2017, John McCain, a Republican senator, cast the deciding vote against repealing Obamacare. In the summer of 2018, John McCain passes away of cancer, and he's replaced by another John Kyle, a former senator from Arizona, who he had indicated interest in repealing Obamacare, but unfortunately the Republican Party steered clear of trying to repeal Obamacare at the exact time that they needed to go for it, because now they have someone who is replacing McCain who would have voted for repeal. Senator John Kyle said he'd vote to repeal the nation's health care law. The Republican leadership in the Senate said, according to John Cornyn of Texas, the number 2 in command, said, quote, "I'm not going to be asking for another vote on that this year." The number 3 in command in the U.S. House of Representatives, Steve Scalise, said, "We need to win this election and then get more seats next year." Now what that means is, in the November election of 2018, the Republicans would have to maintain control of the House and the Senate in order to even have a chance at repealing Obamacare, neither of which was assured. If either goal eludes them on Election Day, President Trump's ability to deliver on one of his campaign promises, and really on the Republican Party's promise during the entire decade, would have to wait for a second term, presidential term, if Donald Trump gets one. And even if he gets one, he could lose the Senate, meaning that the Senate would be in control of Democrats, and therefore the chance to repeal would be gone even if he wins a second term. So even though the new replacement Senator John Kyle said in an interview that he would have backed the measure that John McCain opposed, the Republican Party said, no, we're going to wait till after the election when we win. The reason why this is dangerous is because John McCain was the deciding vote casting back in 2017. The Obamacare repeal vote failed 51-49. John McCain was the 51st vote. Had he voted yes on repealing, that would have meant a 50-50 tie in which Vice President Mike Pence would have broken that tie by casting his own vote. Turns out that the Republicans judged terribly because, in fact, the Democrats won control of the House of Representatives and they ended unified GOP rule of Washington. But all is still not lost at this point, because according to the Congressional Calendar of 2018, they had numerous opportunities after the election to repeal Obamacare. Now, in the month of August, the Congress is adjourned. The green squares here are the days when both the House and Senate are in session. The month of August is pretty much blank, showing that the entire Congress is on vacation. They're on recess during the month of August, and that's every single year. What is most important is that this is Election Day on November 6th of 2018, meaning that the week after the election was when the Republicans had their first opportunity to repeal Obamacare. There was no vote called whatsoever, even after they realized the Democrats are going to take the House and they're going to be sworn in January, and there will be no way that they get Obamacare repealed when the Democrats when they get sworn in. So in the week following Election Day, the Republicans had 4 days they were in session to call a vote to repeal Obamacare. No vote took place. Then that was Thanksgiving week that followed after that. But then in the last week of November, once again, they're in session, both houses. They could have called a repeal of Obamacare vote. No one did anything. The first week of December, they had another opportunity where they were in session 4 days. They could have called to a vote to repeal Obamacare. Nothing happened. This is it. December 10th, the week of December 10th, this is the final week that they're in session. They could have called a vote to repeal Obamacare, knowing that if they wait until January, it will be too late. And they have a senator in John McCain's seat who indicated that he will vote to repeal. No vote was called whatsoever. Now, the week after that, the Senate is out. The entire Congress is out on their end of the year recess. Although the president, Donald Trump, could have called a special session of Congress. It is in his constitutional authority to call a special session, which means that those people who have left in the Congress for the year can be called back into session by the president to deal with a crisis. And even though this week of the 17th of December, they were out of session, President Trump could have said, no, guys, this is the week before Christmas. We're going to get this taken care of. You guys are coming back. We're going to vote to repeal Obamacare. We have a favorable vote now sitting in John McCain's seat. We're going to get this done because this is the last opportunity. The president, under Article 2, Section 3 of the Constitution, has the authority to bring the Congress out of recess back into session to deal with whatever situation he deems appropriate. And the last time this was done was in the late 1940s under Harry Truman, who called a special session of Congress. On 27 occasions in history, presidents have called special sessions of Congress to deal with a crisis that could not wait for them to come back into session. But unfortunately, the president passed up an opportunity to call a special session of Congress in the final week before Christmas in December 2018, and could have called a special session of Congress numerous times before that. And now the Democrats have been sworn in. This is the new year, and the Democrats have taken control of the House of Representatives. There is absolutely no opportunity now to repeal Obamacare for the next several years, if ever. This program, this law that is regulating health care is now going to be like Medicare and Medicaid in that it is a program, a regulation driving up health care costs, and it is going to become permanent. Because once you get people dependent on a government program, it is very difficult, if not impossible, to take it away from them. Even if the program is doing great harm, if there are enough people dependent on it, they will fight tooth and nail to preserve it. So the Republicans have once again shown that they cannot be trusted to be the party of smaller government. They had every opportunity after Election Day when they knew that the clock was ticking and they were not going to see a chance to repeal Obamacare after January 3rd. So I say never let a Republican do the job of a libertarian. Never let someone who does not believe in what you believe be trusted with executing what you believe. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel and Twitter page, Libertarian Black Man, and we hope to see you in the next video.